Callan? Mr. Callan?
Keep your eyes on the road.
Mr. Callan?
What?
I shouldn't be driving along here. I shouldn't be this far out.
Just get us there.
But it's not right, Mr. Callan. A driver is not compelled to accept a hiring of more than 6 miles or 1 hour in duration.
Watch for the turn-off.
Yes, Mr. Callan.
Don't worry, we're not being followed.
Yes, I understand.
Well,
They're almost there, sir.
any problems?
No, none whatever.
That's what I don't like, Liz.
Oxford?
We're not going there.
I like Oxford. I have friends there. I mean, I had friends there. Once.
What happened to him?
Who knows? What's happened to some of your friends, Callan?
Stop the cab.
What, here?
From now on, you follow this map. At the right-hand fork there, about 4 miles down the road.
It's getting very complicated, Mr. Callan.
Just drive the cab.
They've arrived. No incident at all. Yes, puzzles me too. We are on full alert, of course. Well, that's the problem. If we are wrong, as you say, Callan's a dead man. Huh?
Right, off you go.
Go where, Mr. Callan?
Back to London.
Do you mean that's all?
What do you want? Green stamps?
No, I mean, don't I get a cup of tea or nothing?
No.
It's been a long drive, Mr. Callan. It's 73 miles in the clock. I couldn't have spent a penny too.
Later.
I just hope there won't be any accidents.
Well, drive carefully. You'll be all right, won't you?
I didn't mean that kind of an accident.
Lonely. That house. You forget you ever seen it. You forget even how you got here, right?
Well, you know me.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, the map.
Do you mean you're going to stay here on your own? Just you and that bloke?
You should be back in London in a couple of hours, shouldn't you?
Yeah, well, couldn't I just nick in just for a few seconds?
No.
Well, I'll be seeing you then.
I hope so.
Pravda.
All the comforts of home.
Yesterday's. Quick work.
We've got some more there that might interest you.
The People's Daily.
Not yet.
Well,
Relax.
I was about to give you the same advice.
We got all the time in the world.
I'm sure.
It's a nice place. Yeah. It's all right.
You've been here before, of course.
Of course.
That was a debriefing too.
In a way.
Successful?
Perhaps I should show you to your room.
Tell me what happened here last time.
That's none of your concern.
I'm interested. Professional curiosity. How did it go?
He talked.
And afterwards?
He died. It was an accident.
Of course. We're like surgeons. The operation was successful, the patient died. It's happened to my colleagues.
As surgeons or patients?
Both. Dear me, we're getting morbid, may I?
Be my guest.
I am. How about you?
No.
I'll say it again. Relax. Tell me, that little taxi driver, is he one of your men?
Not really.
You merely use him when convenient.
In a way.
I find it very refreshing, that kind of informality.
Oh, yeah?
You see, if you were in my shoes, you'd have been brought here in a staff car with dark windows, driven by a cold-faced goon.
That I know.
There'd be guards at the gates, dogs patrolling the ground. I take it that we're quite alone here.
Yes.
Absolutely on our own.
Yes.
So that whatever happens, it's between us two, if you like. I like it very much. It appeals to me. It shows imagination.
Yes, it wasn't my idea.
Who looks after us? Food and so on.
We do.
You and I.
That's right.
It's quite safe, is it?
I hope so.
The grounds are beautiful, but they also seem very big. I would be happier, you know, if some of those guards and dogs were around.
Yeah, well, nobody knows about this place except my people, so nobody knows you're here.
What you call a safe house. I hope you're right.
Yeah. I'll show you to your room. Mind the step. Everything you need. In there.
Where do you sleep?
Across the corridor.
It's a very upper class it all is. All we need now is the butler. Perhaps the French maid.
Yeah. Make yourself at home.
I will.
Oh, thank you, Liz. Was all this stuff necessary? I only want to eavesdrop.
We also specified complete cover, sir. Every room.
It's very complicated.
Well, Mr. Jarrow will be here all the time.
Jarrow?
You wanted somebody seconded from monitoring. They've sent Mr. Jarrow, sir. He's very good. Well, it's all set. This switch records. This one puts it through the loudspeaker.
Oh, why can't we have it small, miniaturized, like those Japanese things?
This one's quite a difficult job, sir.
That's what everyone says, and I want everything done. All right.
Come in.
Comfortable?
Couldn't be better. This must be your five-star establishment.
Oh, I don't think you need.
Like a shot of pentothal.
They tried that once, didn't they?
You and I can be quite proud, you know, Callan. The way we stood up to it.
Yeah. I hope your lot gave you a rise.
What did you get?
I got a job I didn't want.
Maybe they misjudged you.
I don't know about you. I feel like something to eat.
What do we do? Tap our hand?
No, it's downstairs already.
After you.
Well, there we are. Cold, I'm afraid.
Nothing but the best, I'm sure. Thank you.
Thought we'd start with this, and then we can help ourselves later.
Oh, I am sorry.
What's the matter?
I'm allergic to shellfish and that kind of thing.
Hard luck. You'll have to skip yours, won't you?
But isn't it in my dossier?
Well, perhaps our caterers didn't read it.
Surprise, surprise. We note everything like that in our files. One never knows what could be useful.
Oh, yeah? Listen, allergy to bloody shellfish isn't exactly a fatal weakness, is it?
Any weakness can be fatal, my dear fellow.
Roast beef over there. Underdone.
Very good. Splendidly British it looks, too. This'll do fine.
Wine?
Are you an expert?
Oh, yeah. Redwood meat, white with fish.
They're not sparing any expense, are they?
Perhaps I think you're going to be impressed.
I am, I really am. I've always made it a basic rule, you know, to think with the left, eat with the right. Excellent Russian salad. You know something funny, Callan? You can never get it in Russia. I give you a toast.
To what?
The British taxpayer.
Damn cheek. Yes?
Mr. Jarrow is here, sir.
Right, send him in.
Evening, sir.
You're Jarrow?
Yes, sir.
From security monitoring?
Yes, sir. Seconded to you, I believe.
Well, how long have you been doing this work?
Since I left the army, sir.
You were in the army?
Yes, sir. Captain Royal Signals. Special NATO Communications Group.
Good God. Well, here it is. Seems to be working all right.
Yeah, I think we're going to get on quite well.
I know we are.
Yeah, well, come on, drink up. I couldn't bear it if they saved money on us.
Very special operation, this, is it, sir?
Yes. Very special.
When do we begin?
We've already begun.
Of course.
They want to know why you're really here.
I don't blame them. I wouldn't trust myself in their place.
Why did you come back to this country?
I asked to be sent back.
Why?
So that we could sit here and talk. Of course, that's the part they didn't know about.
You mean you planned all along to change sides?
No.
You have defected.
I said no.
Then what's all this about?
You're getting every word of this.
When they arrested you,
My dear, can I give you some credit? They didn't arrest me. I handed myself over.
you didn't exactly walk in, did you?
It was safer doing it my way.
Safer?
I'm a marked man now. You know that as well as I do. Rodin would give his right eye to get me.
Rodin.
Our hunter, Section 9, First Directorate, they do what you do. Look, if you turned up in Moscow the way I did in London, who would sell you life insurance?
Well, then if you haven't changed sides,
I'm on nobody's side now.
then why are you here?
To vanish, eventually. Leeds, maybe Montreal, a little village in Devon, farm in Utah. The West is very big.
Yes, I see. Sanctuary.
Callan, have you never wanted just to disappear? Have you never got tired of the whole business? Had just one wish? To forget and be forgotten.
Go on.
That's it. That's why I'm here.
And you expect us to help you?
Oh, there's a price. I know that. And I'll pay it.
You mean you'll give information?
I will not betray my people, no.
And what are you selling?
I don't mind betraying a traitor.
Do go on.
He betrays you for 30 pieces of silver. Not out of convictions, belief, or idealism, but simply for what he gets out of it. I never did like Judas, so I'll betray him.
Who is it?
Not so fast. I may have paid the deposit. We still have to clinch the deal.
That's not good enough and you know it.
You're quite right. I wouldn't approve either.
Well?
This is going to be rather unpleasant for you, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I can see you're going to hate every minute
I
of it.
shan't have any sleepless nights. He's been useful to us, but for various reasons he's outlived that usefulness. He won't be any loss to us. The rest I leave to you.
Who is it?
Somebody in your own section.
Right. Now let's stop playing games.
If anybody is playing games, Callan, it's you. Are you armed, Callan? Of course you are. To protect me, or...
You know perfectly well.
Well, I don't, actually. I've never been what your Sunday papers lovingly call a KGB executioner. I'm not much good at guns, but I also happen to be armed. Please, don't shoot. You know what it is.
Well, you put that on the table. Very slowly. Very carefully.
Certainly. You must have seen one of these in your armory. The file inside contains 5 cc of hydrocyanic acid. Fired into your face would kill instantly. The only symptoms are heart failure. This one's our latest model.
You were searched.
Of course.
Our searchers are very thorough. They know exactly what to look for.
Especially gadgets like this. I told you. There's a traitor in your section. I hope this proves my good faith.
Doesn't prove anything.
heaven's sake, man, if I intended to kill you, I could have done it any time since we entered this house.
Who searched you?
A nightcap. Do you mind if I push off? Early to bed, early to rise. Isn't that it? Don't bother, I know the way. Who turned it off?
That's only the primary alarm. If any man had got inside, we'd soon know about it.
Was somebody actually in the house?
In the grounds, probably. Not to worry.
Not to worry? Even if somebody's trying to kill me? Or you? Good morning, gentlemen. What a beautiful day.
You want that wiped from the tape, sir?
I want the tape doctored, I'll tell you.
Quite so, sir.
Callan! Callan! You'd make a very good butler, Callan.
You'll find some breakfast over there if you want it.
You're up early.
Yeah.
Tell me, whose place was this originally?
I don't know, some lord or other, I suppose.
And how did your people acquire it?
Perhaps he couldn't pay his taxes.
Yes. What do you think it's worth?
A damn sight more than I get.
Yes, the nearest you'd have got would have been the servants' quarters.
I think you've been reading Pravda too much.
Have I? What's your rank, Callan?
Civil servant.
Oh, come along, you must have a rank. When we had you in Lubiak, we graded you major.
Did you really? You wouldn't believe it, would you? The treatment I got.
But you were in the army.
Yes. Sergeant. Promoted to private.
Is that all?
Listen, what are you so bloody high and mighty about this morning, then? What are you, a general?
No. But I am a colonel.
Oh, I do beg your pardon, Colonel, sir. Fancy having to share quarters with an NCO. Perhaps I should stand up when you eat.
Come off it, Callan. What are we fighting about? We're both the same.
Are we really, sir?
We're both professionals.
If the Colonel will excuse me, sir.
We do the same job. What I'm curious about is why you do it.
Could ask you the same question.
Because I believe in the future. I believe in the kind of world that we're building.
Which is why you've deserted.
No, I'm tired. I've had enough. It doesn't mean I regret anything. But why do you do it?
It's a job.
They put you inside, didn't they? To scrubs. Your father was on the dole. You never had a decent schooling. The army even took away your medal. You owe them a lot, don't you?
You think you are really putting it over, don't you? Eh? A little bit of poison here, a little bit of poison there, a traitor in the section, and that poor fella Callan, he never had a chance in life, and I'll let you bloody well care.
My father was a shoemaker.
Oh, really? Name of Richmond?
No, I became that when I was 19. I acquired the identity of a man who's been buried in Dublin these, well, never mind how long. And my parents.
Yes, come on, tell me more about your parents.
My father was hanged in our village by the Germans. My mother fled with me. She died, I lived. What about your parents?
Killed in a blitz.
You see, we have very much in common. It was even the same enemy.
That was a long, long time ago.
I volunteered. Sword and shield is the motto of the KGB. The sword to fight, the shield to protect. I have been both, but you they blackmailed into it. They blackmailed you and you sold out.
Watch it.
You sold out everything you stood for. The joke is, what has it got you? Only their contempt. And believe me, they have contempt for you. Oh, maybe they're a little afraid too, but only a little. They've got you too well trained, you see.
You know, you could turn out to be a right treacherous bastard.
You're a good mechanic, Callan. Very good at killing. But you'll never be good enough to sit at that table.
When I want your advice, mate, I'll send you a wire. Get down! Stay down.
So much for your primary alarm system.
Listen, you stay away from this window. This window or any window. From now on, you don't do anything without my permission, Colonel, sir.
Aren't you going to call Charlie?
What do you know about Charlie?
Charlie is your emergency code word, isn't it? When something like this happens?
Who told you about Charlie?
The same man in your section.
Yes, sir.
Get him for me. Priority.
Yes, sir.
Don't you think we should get some help? Just let me worry about that.
He knows about Charlie. I tell him he knows. He's just said it. All right, agreed.
I think he's beginning to gel, sir.
Go on.
Well, we know he worked for the second chief directorate under General Gribanov, and he was an instructor at Pushkino, Saranov's outfit. So the rank of colonel seems likely. We're still checking if there's an Irish passport issued in the name of Richmond.
Yes, he's using the same name this time, yeah.
Yes, sir, Richmond, as he was when we exchanged him with Callan in Helsinki.
Yes, well, let's hope Callan stays away from windows, too. It's getting a little unhealthy out there.
You are going to sweat it out, Tavarish. With me, right here.
Aren't you being a bit foolhardy?
I don't trust you. I don't trust anybody. The fewer people around, the better.
What about your sniper friend?
I'll take the chance.
Speaking of trust, don't you want to know who the traitor is?
Oh, I see. We're going to do a deal now, are we?
I give you a clue. Who hates you in the section?
Wrong, son. Wrong, wrong, wrong. We are not paid to like each other.
But somebody hates you, don't they?
Come on. Have another try.
You got kicked out of the army, didn't you?
So?
Of course, you weren't officer material. I believe that is the phrase.
We have been through that before.
Don't you know a gentleman who was very much officer material, in fact, good enough for the Brigade of Guards? You're with me, I see. He shares one thing with you. He, too, was kicked out. Some nastiness about a private soldier getting killed. I don't think it ever got to court-martial. Such a useful thing, having a lord for a father. I wonder where you'd be now, Callan, if you had a lord for a father. Never mind. I'm always intrigued, you know, by that class consciousness in your army. Like having to salute your guards officers in civilian dress. Because only a gentleman officer will wear an idiotic bowler and a rolled umbrella.
Let's get to the point.
I'm sorry. You see, I'm so relaxed with you, my spleen sometimes shows. Now, what else would you like to know?
His name. I want you to say his name.
Well, if you want to play out the charade to the end.
His name.
Mears. Toby Mears.
He said it quite distinctly. Mears. Oh, yes, I'll deal with it.
How about some coffee, Callan? Mears shot you, didn't he? Don't tell me you've forgotten.
That was a mistake.
How convenient.
He was trying to save Hunter.
Unfortunately, Hunter got it too.
Mears doesn't hate me.
Would you like odds?
He saved my life, too.
Not intentionally.
How the hell do you save someone's life unintentionally?
Think back.
So, Mears is a traitor. Why?
Expensive tastes, slightly bizarre tastes, which make them even more expensive.
He's got plenty of money.
He will have when his father dies. Oh, me.
What's funny?
You know, I suddenly had a vision of Mears taking his seat in the House of Lords. A hired killer with sadistic undertones.
You're a fool, Richmond. You know that? You're a fool. I know Mears. I know he's not a traitor.
Do you really believe that Eton, Cambridge, Sandhurst and Blue Blood are treason-proof?
I am talking about the man.
An arrogant, sadistic, vicious bastard who thinks you need dry cleaning.
Tell me something. Why are you playing your trump card?
I think time is running out. I think they're after me right here. I want to make the deal and vanish.
I've told you nobody knows you're here.
No? I suppose that shot was a poacher after my lord's pheasants.
Well, I can't do the deal.
You're just here to probe me, to peel me layer by layer.
I'm here to debrief you.
Ah, now that's a nice word. We use it in Pushkino, too, for training purposes.
I know the model. I remember Lubyanka.
Yeah. Aren't you glad I was around to be exchanged for you?
Oh, yes. But we've got you now, Richmond. And we don't need anybody your end. When we leave here, if we leave here, I could hand you over. And you know exactly how Snell and his crowd will play it.
For wasting time. Get the approval you need. Call whoever you have to call, but get on with it.
Yes, Colonel, sir.
For Christ's sake.
You ever killed a man?
Look some other time.
Richmond, have you ever killed a man?
No.
Sir?
You're lying. Never killed anyone, indeed.
Prague, sir? Ukrainian in Frankfurt?
Yeah.
Possibly Onslow in Bordeaux?
I don't believe you.
It doesn't matter.
It does to me.
Why?
I'm sick and tired of your holier-than-thou attitude. I'm a nice, honest KGB man. You're a dirty, hired killer routine.
Please yourself. I know what you are. You and I could be comrades, you know.
Well, the day that happens, I'll tell you.
Maybe it's already here. Call Hunter, say what he says. Tell him I want to be out of here fast.
You realize he may tell me to stop playing games with you?
I'll be upstairs. Callan.
What time?
Where did you get this?
Yeah, all right, all right. Oh, that. Oh, I put it there.
Where did you get it?
How long is it since you've seen it?
Callan, I must know.
We found it in the house in which you were arrested before our exchange took place.
You lie.
No, no. It was in a book of Shelley's poems. Microdots, remember? We enlarged that one, that's all. Attractive.
We never did this kind of thing to you.
You couldn't, could you? I haven't got anybody who means as much to me as she does to you. Your wife.
Helena.
Your children, where are they now?
Home.
Oh? You left them behind? You came over here, gave yourself up to us, betrayed your contacts, played footsie, and you left them behind? Great family man.
What the hell do you know that?
I know that if I had any, I wouldn't leave them behind.
They won't be touched.
Oh, no?
Times have changed. She'll get a widow's pension, that's all.
Oh, come on. You're not dead yet, you know.
As far as they're concerned, I am.
Has it occurred to you they might try and bring pressure to bear?
Much too awkward. Much simpler merely to say he's dead. He died for his country.
You might be soon.
Don't you say anything, Callan. Until the day comes and you find yourself in my position, do me that small favor, will you? What did Hunter say?
Hasn't made up his mind.
About what?
He hasn't made up his mind whether you're the greatest catch ever or whether he should throw you back in the sea with lead attached.
Did you tell him about Mears?
Proof, Richmond. Proof.
Ask Hunter who searched me. Ask him who so conveniently overlooked that little gadget that could kill you in 3 seconds. That's right, Callan, isn't it? I was picked up, taken to that place you've got. Mears was in charge, wasn't he? You collected me from Mears, didn't you, to bring me here? Remember what Mears said? He's clean, David, he said. I searched him myself, didn't he?
If what you say is true, why didn't he kill you? Why did he let me bring you here so you could spill everything?
Because he hopes that I will kill you before he kills me.
Well, why should you? You need us.
Because I have a very good reason for wanting to kill David Callan.
I don't understand.
Paris, 23rd of June, 1964, room 46, the Hotel d'Hiver. I suppose when a man kills as many people as you do, they all become faceless.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, wait a minute.
Oh, you remember, all right.
Yeah. No, look, come on. She was over there, and she ran in, he fired,
It was your bullet.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, forget it. You won't lose any sleep over it. But she was KGB.
Look, I don't see what this has got to do with
In
you.
our work, sometimes you hate a lot, and sometimes...
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
It's past history. But Mears knows about it. His kind can only think in terms of revenge.
Why didn't you kill me when you had the chance?
Look, I'm tired, Callan. I told you I'm tired of it all. That's why I'm here.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Radio intercept?
Yes, sir. A relay from one of their North Sea trawlers.
So they know we've got him and where we're keeping him.
Yes, sir.
I wonder.
What?
Oh, I just wonder, sir, if they want us to know that they know.
Yes, that had struck me.
After all, they know we intercept.
Yes, indeed.
And they retransmit from that trawler.
Giving us 2 chances to pick it up.
The cipher isn't top grade.
Origin of primary message, probably our friend in Swiss Cottage.
Who they must suspect we know about.
Conclusion? They intend us to read this.
Precisely.
Yeah, but the point, sir, it doesn't make sense.
You're wrong, Staffer, quite wrong. Makes a great deal of sense. You know, I think we're all earning our money today.
Dear me, I do feel like a gooseberry. Apologies all round. If I'm de trop. Circumstances, unfortunately.
How'd you get it?
Front door key. I am over 18. Don't worry, David, I've reset the alarm.
What's the point of that?
What?
Gun.
Oh. Forgive me. Force of habit. Didn't know it'd be in here.
Who were you expecting?
Well, you never can tell. And how are you? Singing like a canary? Dear me, David, I do hope he's more chatty with you. It must get dreadfully boring otherwise.
Yeah. What you doing here, Toby?
Hunter sent me.
Oh, yeah, why?
Hate to be tactless, but he seemed to think you needed protecting, both of you.
Oh, that's very decent of him.
Yes, isn't it? Especially on my day off.
Well, if I need any help, I'll ask for it, so perhaps you'd like to go back and tell him that.
Well, I'd love to, but he was quite firm, David, and you know me. Orders are orders.
You learned that in the Guards, didn't you, Mr. Mears?
Good heavens. It speaks. It actually can talk. Well.
Just go back and tell Hunter what I told you, Toby.
I'm not your messenger boy, David, and I don't take orders from you. Would you ask Tavares what he finds so amusing?
It's just the sight of British security men at first hand. Discipline, comradeship, devotion.
Shut up, Richmond.
We have our problems too in our service, but we don't fight like fishwives in front of...
Toby! I warned you.
What's the matter, David? Does he have holy immunity or something?
Exactly.
Shut up, Richmond.
All right. All right, I'm sorry.
You see, you're not doing any good here, Toby. Now, that is why I want you to go.
Well, I'm sure Hunter would want me to stay. He's not too happy about shots popping off at dining room windows and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Actually, which one of you were they trying to get? Was it you or was it you?
Have a guess.
Well, I don't know. I can think of an awful lot of people who'd like to have a go at you, David, but then again, Chummy here must have one or two enemies as well.
And you've already had your try at Callan, haven't you?
And I've changed my mind. I think he talks too much.
Yes, I have told him.
Yes.
Where are you going?
I'll be around.
That man is going to kill you.
Shut up. And just do as you're told.
Yes?
It's Mr. Bishop, so he's just...
Sorry, no time for ceremony. It's gone far enough, Hunter.
We've only just started.
I don't want Callan killed.
At the moment, everything is under control.
Is it? Do you know who you're dealing with?
We discussed all that and we decided the risk is worth taking.
The moment he feels he's trapped... Well, you know what a wild animal's like when it's cornered.
I don't think he feels trapped. By my score, both sides are even on points.
It's not Wimbledon, for God's sake, Hunter.
I don't know. Two champions facing each other on equal terms.
If anything happens to Callan, we've lost our best man.
One of our best.
Oh, don't argue, we've lost him. We haven't found out anything.
I think we have. I think we found out that his job here is bigger than Callan.
They mean after Callan a long time.
They don't send a colonel of the directorate just to murder Callan.
I'm not sure.
Besides, he had his chance, and he didn't take it.
Callan is armed.
Yeah. Richmond had a much better weapon on him. Their latest hydrocyanic acid pen.
Impossible. He was searched, wasn't he?
Of course.
Well, how could they miss a thing like that? Basic training.
Well, they didn't miss it.
What?
It was overlooked. On my orders.
But the best you can do. Cuisine à la British rail. You got tomatoes, bacon, fried bread, and sausage. Now, if you'd like some baked beans, do them yourself.
Bit austere after last night's spread, isn't it? Have you started saving the taxpayers' money suddenly?
I'm afraid you'll have to rough it, Colonel, or go without. Mind you, damn sight better than you'll be getting in Pentonville. The food there is terrible. God almighty. Now you get fish pie, shepherd's pie, rissoles, cabbage. You get a lot of cabbage. Mind you, on Sundays, you're quite liable to get fish pie, or if you're lucky, a little bit of roast beef, 2 beds, you know. Unless, of course, you happen to be on number ones. On number ones, that's bread and water for being a very naughty boy. Now, Christmas Day, that's smashing, because on Christmas Day, you might get fish pie. Or you might even get roast pork if you're lucky. And that really is worth waiting for.
What's all this in aid of, Callan?
Food. Food in prison. Very important, food in prison. Especially when you're going to get 10, 15, 20 years, which is what you get for espionage these days.
That's what's going to happen to me, is it?
Well, it could happen to all of us, couldn't it? Oh, I don't know. No, I think you'd be all right. You get a cushy number. You'd probably finish up by teaching geometry in the scrubs. But me? Oh, no, that's different, because I'm a recidivist. A relapser. A loser. No, but you'd be all right. Because you finish up with a colonel's pension.
Why don't we both get out? Now, who's to stop us? Who?
They.
The news headlines. The Home Office has denied a press report that a high-ranking KGB official has defected in this country. In a statement, the Home Office says it has no knowledge of any such person seeking asylum in Britain, nor is it true that such an individual has been under interrogation by the security authorities. The Common Market in Brussels...
What's the matter?
Your people promised complete secrecy, not a whisper.
Well, they kept their promise, didn't they? I mean, they have denied it.
Don't you understand, Callan? There's been a story in the papers. They might as well drop leaflets over Moscow.
So what's wrong with you? Your lot knows exactly where you are.
No, Callan, you don't understand the mentality. This kind of public announcement spells out one thing. That I've turned traitor.
Oh, haven't you?
Why did you people do it?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes, you just can't help these things.
You have your D notices, haven't you?
Perhaps you didn't think you were worth a D notice.
All right. What are you going to do with me?
I don't know.
Where's Mears?
I don't know that either.
I don't think I'm going to stay here.
Friend, from now on, you don't move an inch without my say-so.
If they want an incident, they can turn this into it.
They don't need to set this up for an incident. They can have one of those any time.
You know, ask monitoring to listen into Radio Moscow with special care.
In case they play a request record for him?
And say no. In case there's some announcement about our kidnapping one of their citizens, holding him against his will. You know the form.
I tell you, they wanted Richmond to fall into our warm little hands. I know it.
But why?
It's for Callan to find out.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
And I think you've found out what you wanted to know.
Could be.
So it's up to you
What is?
whether you give me a chance or not.
What are you talking about? I'm just a pawn. It's not up to me.
If you tell them that you really believe that I've had enough, that I've simply thrown my hand in and that's it, they'll believe you.
On my say-so?
They would never have set you up for this operation otherwise.
Right. I tell you. There is this Russian, whose name is Richmond. He's a bit of a mystery, but he's a pro. Oh, yes, he's a pro, all right. Now, he knows that we know who he is, because after all, we've had him once before. But he comes over here, he allows himself to be picked up as easy as pie.
Go on.
Now, he knows he's going to be put through it by another pro, right? We naturally want to know what he's really up to. God, he says that he wants to disappear, you know, to vanish. But we think he may be here for something very special.
Of course.
Mind you, he tells us nothing but the truth. He tells us he's still loyal to his lot. He tells us all he knows about us. He makes it quite clear that he dislikes us. Quite clear. You see, nothing but the truth.
Correct.
And then just for good measure, he puts the kiss of death on one of our blokes. And you know what I think? I think it's all a bloody lie.
But you're not sure, are you?
No.
So, as I said, it's up to you. Now, let me tell you something. There's a man called Callan, a killer who hates to kill, a man who hates himself. Supposing he'd had enough, supposing he wanted to escape, where could he go? Oh, he could go to Hunter and say, I quit. He could even walk out, but you know what would happen then? A red file for Callan. That's what they call it, isn't it? A red file? A car accident? A lift shaft? A high window? A shot? No escape. Except one place. The other side. Where Hunter can't just pick up a phone and have you eliminated. Where you could vanish. Where you'd be safe. Oh, yes, you'd be safe. But you would have to do exactly as I've done. You would have to be honest. So I've come to the other side. You see, Callan, for people like you and me, safety can only be found among our enemies. It's our friends who will kill us.
What do you want me to do?
Very difficult to know who to trust these days, isn't it, sir?
You know, of course, they've listened to every single word we've said in this house.
Of course.
They have checked it, they have noted it, and they have made sure they've understood it.
I know.
What are you going to do now, then?
Oh, you'd be surprised how easily I become faceless. You know, Callan, the first time I met you in that hotel room in Helsinki, I liked you. That's one thing they have no control over. Our liking each other.
Yeah. Well, to hell with them.
What's the matter with the damn thing, Jarrow?
Don't worry, sir. We've got 2 other microphones in that bedroom. Nobody's speaking, that's all.
What the devil's happening? What are they doing? What was the last thing you got?
There.
Yeah. To hell with them.
Steady there.
Oh, Christ.
Yes, I know. You took a hell of a crack. Hold that.
Is he gone?
Yes, he's gone.
Good.
Well, you can't blame him, can you?
No, you can't. Give me a hand.
Yeah, come on.
I hope to God they don't lose him after all this.
I've just about given up hope. I thought he was never going to try it.
Yeah, come on, let's go down.
You sure you can
Yeah,
make it?
I've been hit on the neck before, all right?
Yeah, steady.
Oh, wow.
Steady.
So,
You must be very pleased with yourself, David.
oh, what for?
Richmond knew you hadn't fallen for any of it.
Well done, Callan. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. For being hit on the neck.
He's been under surveillance from the moment he rushed out. With any luck, we'll know what he really came over for.
You hope.
Interesting man. He thought he'd won you over, but finally he couldn't take a chance with you. He had to show his true colours.
Did he?
Well, don't tell me you believed any of it, David.
Maybe.
Like what?
Well, like it's our friends who kill us.
Then in his great might, with all his strength and youth, and take to arm you for the fight, the panoply of God, to keep your honor bright, attend with constant care, still walking in your captain's sight and watching unto prayer. From strength to strength, go on, wrestle and fight and
And with this joyous anthem of praise, we conclude today's meeting, my friend. Look forward to seeing you all again next Thursday at the same time. Until then, walk upright in the sight of God and tread the paths of righteousness. Any small donation you can make towards our work would be grateful to receive. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. May the Lord's blessings be with you all. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good afternoon.
You seem troubled, friend. Deeply troubled. You pray with your eyes closed.
I beg your pardon?
You have a lot to lose, brother. I could have walked past you through that door entirely unobserved.
Who are you?
Egret.
Sir?
Yes. Lock up, and in future, remember.
Sir?
Pray with one eye open.
We've been expecting you for the past week, Colonel.
Don't use rank. Just remember that I have it. I was detained by the SIS.
How did you escape?
I simply walked down on them, as they meant me to. It's taken me a week to shake them off my tracks. Our communications. Are they efficient?
Well, as well as can be expected with such a low-power transmitter. The range is very limited, and the trawler can only read us at specified times.
Out of darkness?
They risk an inshore run on certain days.
It's a risk indeed if they were picked up by a fishery cruiser.
It would find a powerful transmitter, no more. The trawler is simply a relay station to Moscow.
How long before you reckon they detect this transmitter here?
Well, my transmissions are staggered and brief. It could take them weeks.
We might need weeks. Satisfactory. Report.
Our cover has been established for the past 6 months. We are known in the district as brother and sister.
Yes, I don't want
And,
background. What progress have you made?
We are almost at the point of contact.
Good. Encode a message. I want it relayed as soon as possible.
Eight groaning days, orbiting this miserable manor, and what's been achieved? A queue for television licenses at the post office.
We're lucky to have found the district, Mr. Mears. He's nippy with the key, this lad, very nippy.
Yes, you said that, nippy.
Well, count your blessings then. A 5-second burst isn't much to get a fix on.
You said that too. What time does the relief take over?
Shh.
Hold it, Jack, hold it. Hold it, Jack!
4 degrees west. Where does that take us?
Nowhere. There isn't a left turn for a quarter of a mile.
D1 to D2. Do you read me? Over. Did you get a bearing, Fred? No? Yeah, very nippy. Well, tough luck. Sorry, Mr. Mears, we've managed to narrow the circle a bit, but that's all.
By how much? Oh, well, that is a lot of help. Still, we now have another message.
Very interesting. But entirely unilluminating, since I cannot read Morse.
It wouldn't be much good if you did, sir. It's in code.
But from the general atmosphere of clawing smugness, I would infer the code has been broken.
Correct. The experts have excelled themselves this time.
You see, we can't locate their transmission source. They don't send every day, and when they do, it's in short bursts, and we can't get a fix.
Which is why we need your assistance.
Gladly.
With the Home Office.
Now to the question.
Well, I think so. Perhaps when you've heard what we've got to say...
No, definitely not. This section operates on its own. I decline to involve any government department.
Let me translate the message for you. Egret safe in nest. Osprey still in cage. Contact being arranged.
Very ornithological.
We know that Egret is one of the several code names used by Richmond.
Richmond? Hunter, this section will locate that transmitter and pick him up.
I did say, sir, we didn't have very much time. And with Richmond running around loose, we can't afford to waste any. Now, there is another name on that tape.
Osprey?
Yes. Otherwise known as Flo Mayhew, otherwise Svetlana Suryakin. KGB, Major.
I see. And you think that she might know where Richmond would have gone?
Up to this time, it's about the only thing of value she does know. And I think she would tell us. Under pressure.
Thin ice, Hunter. Repercussions.
Psychological pressure.
What assistance do you require?
Well, the bird is in the cage.
It's all right.
So she says when Charlie gets out of the scrub, she'll maybe get him to face up to his responsibilities. So joking like, I says maybe she could get him transferred here, because I could use a touch of the conjugals. She didn't laugh, though. She's got no sense of humour, Miss Downsett. Took it dead serious.
Sounds quite a formidable lady, your Miss Downsett. Here, you do that end.
Tar. Here, you should have a chat with her sometime, Flo.
About what?
Hard to say now that you mention it. I mean, you wouldn't be interested in religion, being a heathen. What part of Russia are you from?
Chelmsford?
Go on, that's down Essex. I know you're a Russian because you got done for spying.
It's all a terrible mistake, Gladys.
Is that what you told them?
I didn't tell them anything.
Best way. Thank God I'm coming up for remission soon. Miss Downsett said she'd put in a word. She's all right, you know. Not a great one for the pleasures of the flesh, but good for the odd bar of chocolate.
Ask her for a lipstick, will you?
I got a lipstick, Flo.
Yes, not my shade.
Oh, see what I can do. Here comes Butch Cassidy.
Finished, Jeff Mayhew? Yes, almost.
Then leave it for now. You've got a visitor.
How pleasant to receive a gentleman caller.
Thanks for the adjective. But you don't know me well enough to use it.
I'm prepared to make charitable assumptions.
Yes, you've got plenty of time to make them.
I don't think I'll be here that long.
You're still living in hope.
We always get our people back.
No, I remember you saying that to me some time ago.
Yes. Now, what's the purpose of this visit you've just come to gloat?
Oh, let's just say I'm passing through the district.
Let's not. Doesn't sound too convincing.
That's funny. That's what somebody said to a mate of mine quite recently.
Who said?
Some mates of yours. They thought he shouldn't have been in the district at all.
Which district?
The wrong side of the Brandenburg Gate.
Sad story.
It could have a happy ending for all concerned.
I'm glad to hear it.
Well, don't get overjoyed. Because it's not settled. Not fixed yet. But if and when it is, it could happen quite quickly.
Quicker than, 14 years?
Oh, yes. Yes, far quicker.
Well, I'm glad you told me. It'll save me the trouble of working out my remission for good behaviour.
Oh, no, that's just the point. Bad behaviour might be more productive.
Yes, a completely new wardrobe, Liz. Latest styles, of course. I want, well, if not haute couture, at least clothes that give an impression of the good life.
Yes, sir. 2 coats, 1 trouser suit, 3 day dresses, shoes, and...
That's a lot, that's a lot.
Not quite a lot, sir.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Well, use your initiative, Liz. I'm prepared to authorise expenditure of up to £100.
That won't go very far.
Something wrong?
That would scarcely pay for the initiative, sir.
Yeah, I see. Well, whatever you think. Just don't bankrupt the firm. Hmm? Now, David, how is the lady?
Keen. Try not to show it, but she's keen.
You feel no compunction about this operation?
About Flo Mayhew? Oh, yeah. About as much compunction as she showed when she tried to knock me off.
Well?
The refuse disposal trucks are supervised and thoroughly checked before they leave.
I thought they might be. Did you find out about the kitchen?
The major items are serviced by the manufacturers. The mechanics park their van just here.
And that is a possibility. It'll have to be a daylight operation.
Why does that bother you?
Can you jump the police wavelength?
Very easily.
Then it doesn't bother me. How often do the mechanics make their inspection?
As a routine servicing every 6 weeks. Unless something goes wrong in the interim.
Something has to go wrong. She should be able to manage that.
Yes. That.
A note of criticism?
Well, she's in there because she bungled a job. But I agree she should be able to contrive something. We're on a course together which covered minor sabotage. Basic mechanical and electronic principles.
Not, I would guess, her favorite subjects. How does she cope?
With efficiency, but no enthusiasm.
Svetlana would be more attuned to a course in haute cuisine.
What's it taste like there?
Poor quality distemper. And cigarette ash.
Sorry, Phil. Hey, watch it.
Still rabbiting. You can see I'm going to have to separate you two. What's that deliberate, Mayhew?
No, no, no. Honestly, it wasn't. I was aiming for your face.
What did you say?
Oh, my God!
Where is he?
Sleeping.
Wake him.
I'm awake. Well, did you make contact?
No, and I won't for the next fortnight.
Why not?
She's in solitary confinement.
Here! It's you!
Thanks. I was suffering from a crisis of identity.
Mr. Callan, that's the one, that's that spy!
Drive the taxi.
Oh, you took me for a right muck, didn't you? You were just playing me along. Well, what you got to say for yourself now? Cat got you a tongue?
Drive the bloody taxi.
You fancied yourself, didn't you, as a right little Matahari? You was trying to get at my friend. Through me. Yeah, and there's no saying what lengths you'd have gone to.
Chance would be a fine thing, Lonely.
Well, as far as I'm concerned...
Lonely!
I know, drive a taxi.
I was reading in a magazine that the stylish woman simply doesn't wear handcuffs this season.
She does if you don't want her to make a quick sprint to her embassy.
With an exchange in the offing, that would seem rather pointless.
We want to make sure that we've got something to exchange.
For who?
Burrows.
Edward Burrows. We caught a big one. How long to settle the details?
A few days.
It's all very elaborate, I must say. Why did I have to skin my knuckles on the prison officer?
We want you handy for a quick switch. We don't want your lot to know how keen we are.
That's reasonable. Where to now?
Mayfair. Small hotel. We got a pad there.
Ah, yes, I remember.
So do I.
Well, I think that's everything, David.
Okay, Liz. Off you go.
It's just what I'd have picked myself. You have excellent taste.
Thank you. We have your measurements on file, of course, but I made a few adjustments. 8 months of prison food.
Intelligence, too.
Your bath is ready.
Oh, thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, Liz.
No.
Is everything to your satisfaction?
There's just one small complaint. The windows won't open.
That's right. And the glass won't break either. Which is just as well. Because if it did, the alarm bell would wake the district.
Ah, what a very secure house. Thank you.
Is it on your list?
Obviously. I phoned you here.
When you try to lure me into an ambush.
Well, let's not discuss unpleasantries. Where do you live?
Across the corridor.
Oh, you're my neighbour.
Me or somebody like me, 24-hour watch.
And the door stays locked?
Mm-hmm. At all times.
Oh, a telephone. Do you know it's the little things you miss most? Things you take for granted.
I shouldn't take you for granted you'll be phoning any friends, because every call goes straight through to my room.
And I've no friends there?
Anything you want, anytime. All you have to do is call me. The number is 212.
Anything, anytime. No, thanks.
How does it feel to be freed, Alice?
Well, the first couple of days took a bit of getting used to, but it's better than being in, I'll tell you. I'm ever so grateful, Miss Downsett. I don't know how to thank you.
By leading a useful Christian life. But it's not really me you have to thank.
Then who? You, Mr...
Oh, let's just say that I'm not unknown to the authorities.
Oh, are you a prison visitor and all?
I have visited, yes. When Miss Starcett told me of your history, I felt there were good grounds for taking an interest in your case. It's so easy for a young girl to be led astray.
Yeah, and that's just what happened, wasn't it? Rather frequently. How many offences were taken into consideration?
3.
Only 3? Oh, but there were 4, surely.
Yeah, but I didn't let on about that. I mean, well, I only mentioned it to you because I felt like telling somebody.
The impulse to confess is a strong one. Miss Starcett, I think that Gladys has paid her debt to society.
Yes. But her young man hasn't. And he was involved.
Here, you wouldn't shop Charlie, would you? God, he'd kill me. Oh, don't, Miss Downsy, please. With his record, he'd go out for a straight 5.
Don't be alarmed, Gladys. Come, come. Miss Starcett, I think we could consider it water under the bridge.
Well, I'm not sure. Quite apart from having it on my conscience, I feel the police should
I
know.
do appreciate your position, but couldn't you make some small sacrifice of conscience in the interest of rehabilitation?
It really does depend upon Gladys's future conduct.
Oh, I'll be a plaster saint. Honest, I will. I don't want to go back to prison.
Of course you don't, my dear. Stay well clear of it. Well, apart from the odd visit.
Visit? You're joking.
I don't think it was intended as a joke, Gladys. The fortunate do have an obligation to the unfortunate.
Wouldn't you like to help Miss Starcett in her work? Unofficially, of course.
Yeah, but I'm not allowed to visit me friends inside. Besides, I don't know anyone to visit.
Ah.
Oh, what about the unfortunate woman who shared your cell?
Flo Mayhew? Oh, she's all right. I mean, we didn't have much in common with her being a Russian, though she wouldn't admit it, but she's all right.
Tell me about her. Is she well?
She's all right.
My dear, it isn't possible to be all right, as you put it, outside of a state of grace. I had hoped that we might help her to find it.
Oh, you won't get much change out of Flo. The Padre had a couple of goes and very crestfallen he looked.
Gladys, it seems to me that your reformation hasn't gone very deep.
Oh, I'd be glad to help, honest. I mean, I'd visit her if I could, but she ain't there.
I'm aware that she's in solitary confinement, but that is only temporary.
It's not. I mean, we all thought she'd been sent to the strip. That's what we thought, but she couldn't have been.
Explain.
Well, I used to dish up the grub for them on punishment. Wouldn't feed a sparrow, but they never starved them, and nothing was being sent down when I left.
You certain?
Of course I'm certain. Mind you, she could be on hunger strike. Perhaps she's gone off her chump. Or perhaps it was something to do with that fella.
Who?
The fella what come to visit her.
You know, our file photographs don't really do justice. 3/4 right's your best profile.
I'll remember that for next time I'm captured. Is there much in my file?
Oh, about 4,000 words. Mine?
8 closely typed foolscap pages. Well, what's that? That's,
It's a fisherman's story. You don't have that much on me.
Florence Mayhew, alias Svetlana Suryakin. Born Singapore, 1900 and... of Russian emigre parents. Education, boarding school, Chelmsford.
I believe I told you that.
Went to the Soviet Union 1951, recruited KGB September 1959. You didn't tell us that.
Oh, clever little you.
Yeah.
That's to go to you. You probably know more about each other than most married couples.
Yeah. Well, not everything goes down in the file, does it? At least not the way it really is.
No. You know, I'm really looking forward to going home.
Oh, yeah? Got somebody waiting, have you?
My daughter.
Your daughter?
Irina. She'll be 12 soon. A slip. That wasn't in the file, was it?
Dead right. We didn't even know you were married.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, I see.
Well, it can happen even to people like us. Well, don't look so shocked.
I'm not looking shocked. Surprised, that's all. Surprised we didn't have it.
Well, don't bother adding it to the file.
I don't know, it might come in useful.
Do you think so?
I think. I think you'll be operational 10 minutes after you get back. That's what I think.
Well, you're wrong. I can tear up the file. Your liquidation was to be my last assignment.
And you blew it.
Unofficially. And I wouldn't like this to get back. But I'm not too sorry I did. Do you believe that?
Look, if I could believe the KGB could pension off a highly trained agent for no reason at all, darling, I could believe anything.
Well, I'm leaving at my own request, and there is a reason.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
I have influential friends.
Well, look at the facts. Assaulting a prison officer is hardly what you'd expect from a trained operative.
Discipline can break down under provocation.
Well, there wasn't a provocation. I did make discreet inquiries. It seems that Svetlana almost wrecked the prison kitchens before they got her under control. It took 3 wardresses to hold her down.
And she hasn't entirely forgotten her training.
I remind you of how serious this is.
I remind you of our respective ranks.
Well, since Svetlana must have been aware of the consequences, it follows that she wished to be placed in solitary confinement for her own reasons. And since she has been removed, it also follows that those reasons were shared by others.
Such inexorable logic. The SIS?
Probably.
Assumption of doubt.
Which raises the question, why is a KGB agent cooperating with the SIS?
No reason comes to mind.
You seem to be avoiding the obvious conclusions.
Assumptions on conclusions. How well do you know Svetlana?
We've trained together on a special course. We've had operational contact from time to time.
You dislike her?
Personalities hardly enter into it. I have made my assessment from a purely objective and professional standpoint.
I'm sure.
She struck me as being frivolous and superficial. Soft.
Yes, that's Svetlana. Soft. Like a marshmallow.
Quite.
With a ball bearing inside it. Tried biting one sometime.
I detected no strength of character, only an absence of dedication.
And a presence of beauty?
I really must object to this suggestion that I have some personal dislike of our comrade.
Objection noted. Anything else?
Yes. She was about to leave the organization.
How do you know?
It was considered relevant information.
You consider it relevant?
An agent on her last assignment gets captured and sentenced to 14 years. A woman like that. Oh, I can just guess the psychological effect it would have upon her. It's possible she may have bought her freedom.
Svetlana wouldn't defect.
Moscow might think otherwise. Our suspicions should certainly be reported.
It would be premature to report our suspicions, as they consist mainly of your prejudices.
I am aware of your own.
Do I detect a note of insubordination?
None was intended. But I must say this, that if I thought for one moment that a superior was being derelict in his duty for whatever reason, then no consideration would deflect me from mine.
Admirable. If she's been removed from prison, it could help us a great deal. I want a watch kept on all the known safe houses in London.
Yes, David, excursions. Blue sky, green leaves, fresh air. All part of the conditioning. You'll take precautions, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course. You say she knows nothing of value?
Nothing of value to the KGB, but I imagine she could supply us with a fair amount of current information.
Current, yeah. Be out of date, what, 2 years?
Or less. Why?
She's doing 14.
She's an agent.
Oh, come on, she's a woman. 14 years, it'll break her.
I think she'll break a lot sooner than that, without hope. I read the psychiatrist's report very thoroughly before I put this project in hand.
I bet you did.
Well, you were as keen on the idea as I was.
I'm still keen on the idea. I want it to work. Of course I do. But once it's worked, she's no more use to us. Oh, come on. I was just thinking, lop a bit off her sentence. Cut it in half, say.
We're not a parole board, David. And even if I had the authority, we wouldn't be doing her any favors, would we?
You ever heard of the Thin Red Line? They sorted your lot out at Balaclava.
How sweet. Got one there from the Night Brigade.
Don't be petty.
I suppose, in a way, we're soldiers too. Do you suppose, say in 100 years' time, people might be doing the same sort of thing with little model spies, collecting them and painting them up?
Well, you're doing a pretty good job of painting one right now.
Yeah. Well, all dressed up, nowhere to go.
Getting impatient?
Well, I've been cooped up here for 8 days. At least in the last place, they let me out for exercise.
Fancy a jaunt?
Are you kidding?
No.
How about the fast sprint to the embassy? recruited, Callan? And don't say it just happened. Because you must have made a decision at some point.
Oh, I make lots of decisions. Only trouble is nobody takes a blind bit of notice. No, let's just say that I wanted to do my bit for freedom and the West.
And Mom's apple pie.
Sure enough.
Now, people like us, you and me, are we really committed to any cause? Or do we just do what comes naturally and enjoy the game?
What was your reason?
Well, if I were honest, I might admit that the danger and the excitement held some appeal.
Yes. And of course it is much better than digging spuds on some collective farm, isn't it?
You have a simple view of the socialist revolution.
Yes, well, I've seen it at close hand. I wasn't struck.
And does everything on your patch leave you speechless with admiration?
Blimey, no. You know, it's funny. I had a conversation exactly like this quite recently with a fella. We didn't persuade each other either.
I wasn't trying to. I was just thinking that people like us probably have more in common with each other than we do with the people we work for.
Well, professionals usually do.
Well, I'll be out of it soon. Come on, let's go.
Impatient to get out, impatient to get back. Quite a girl, aren't you?
Well, there might be some news.
Yes, there might be.
If I said that I hoped we might never meet again after this, would you accept it as a kindly thought?
Shouldn't we wait till he gets back?
And when will that be? He's been gone 2 days. Code it and send it as soon as the trawler's in range.
It's long. Longer than anything I've sent before.
We are facing an emergency.
Come on, he's been on the air for 4 minutes.
4 degrees west.
Take the next turning on the left.
Steady. Steady. Got it. D1 to D2. Do you read me? Over. Yeah, did you get that, Fred? No. It's a pity. Well, never mind, Fred. Could happen to anybody.
Precisely what could happen to anyone that consistently seems to happen to Fred?
His gear's gone on the blink. Gremlins.
Gremlins. I suppose if I asked you to elucidate, you'd say his high-resistance brow tabs jumped up his oscillating tweeter meter 4 bloody minutes.
All right, mate, we got something. Old Nippy Fingers is located somewhere along that line.
No, Miss May, you don't quite understand. I'm afraid the news is rather distressing.
That's what I call typical British understatement.
And please don't make it more difficult.
Make what more difficult?
Despite the most strenuous efforts on our part, I must inform you that a situation has arisen which precludes any possibility of you being returned to the Soviet Union.
Callan, what's he saying? There's been a setback.
No, the difficulties are rather more permanent nature. You see, in the course of events, our colleagues in the CIA were informed of the impending exchange and reacted with asperity. In short, they feel it's simply not on.
So you started taking orders from the Americans?
It would be more accurate to say that we see their point of view. You wouldn't wish to cause a breach with our NATO allies, would you? Well, yes, perhaps you would, but we wouldn't. You were in Connecticut last year.
No.
CIA insists that you were. And furthermore, they say that you were part of an espionage network in that state. One which succeeded in penetrating Project Dolphin.
I've never even heard of it.
Now, they're convinced, Miss Mayo, that not only have you heard of it, that you know far too much about it. We share that conviction.
But I denied absolutely.
Yes, of course you would, wouldn't you? Sadly, the The information you're said to possess is of such a long-term nature that any possibility of exchanging you now, or indeed in the future, must be ruled out completely.
What happens to me?
You will complete the remainder of your sentence. Just when you go back, there are certain arrangements to be made. You will be informed.
Isn't she supposed to be in solitary for another 2 days?
Yes, I see no reason why she shouldn't spend them in the comfort of these surroundings. Naturally, the excursions will be discontinued. Well, yes.
I'm not quite sure whether it's proper for me to express such an opinion, but I must say that your bearing in the face of this bitter disappointment can only compel admiration.
I'll have 14 years to practice it.
Good day,
Miss Mayhew.
Don't say a word, just don't say a word. So we don't always get them back.
When was the message sent?
4 hours ago. I was ordered to...
Contact the trawler.
It will be out of range.
Raise them.
Colonel, I must formally protest.
Protest to the court-martial. You went against my express orders. Major, I shall personally see to it that you are recalled and disciplined for this gross act of insubordination.
It was justified by circumstances.
What circumstances?
Your absence. And this. Do you recognize the woman?
Yes. And I also recognize the man.
Sir, the trawler's out of range. I can't risk a long signal.
They've acknowledged.
No. We can read them, but they can't read us.
It's a message from Moscow, sir.
Look, Callan, I swear to you, I've never been near Connecticut, and I've never heard of this dolphin project. Oh, for God's sake, help me. 14 years.
Calm down, girl, calm down. I've been thinking about this. There could be a way. Defect. Trade.
Nothing to trade with.
You have, at least I think you have. Richmond is back in this country.
Richmond? I don't know the name.
Yes, you bloody do! Don't try to make a fool of me, darling. You were on Richmond's team. We want him, you can get him.
Well, just supposing I could help you. How long do you think I'd live if the KGB even suspected?
No, that's the point. You see, you've missed it. The KGB not even got to suspect, they've got to know.
No?
You can't be exchanged. You've found out too much.
I haven't.
We think you have, and that's the same thing. Now, if you're exchanged, that's the quickest way for the KGB to get the information. But you shot Richmond. And we'll help you spend the rest of your life keeping clear of them.
Oh, I don't know. Irena, my daughter's in Russia.
Do you think she'll recognize you in 1986?
You really think something could be worked out? I know you're trying to help me, Callan, but do you really think so?
Well, it's worth a try, and it's worth a try. False papers, money, new start. Anyway, whatever the deal, we'll guarantee your freedom and a head start.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Look, why don't you go in there in the bathroom, wash your face, think about it. I'll take some soundings.
Oh, that's something. One more fix. When the lines intersect, that's it.
The message was much longer this time.
The reply was much shorter. Yes. Oh, good. Good. Well done, David. No, I think we'd better have her back here. I'll send Mears to assist. Right. He thinks the lady is ready to talk business?
Do you know what I think this means, sir?
What I think it means.
Have you informed Callan, sir?
No. Neither necessary nor expedient.
Well, then, of course, I shan't either, sir.
I applaud your reticence.
Don't applaud, sir. That way your left hand would know what your right hand was doing.
Hello? Hello? Flo? Bloody hell, Flo. Come on. Come on. All right, come on, come on, you're all right. Come on.
Oh, God, leave you.
I'm not going to leave you. Come on. Up you get. Come on. Help yourself. Go on. That's it.
I'm sorry, Callan. I truly am.
How much longer?
At least an hour.
An hour. Every minute we're put at greater risk. Sir, with respect, you have your orders from Moscow.
As you have from me.
What if she's told them about this place?
Then it becomes imperative that the frequency is closed down.
Is there another reason why you wanted us to stay on the air?
What other?
An appeal to Moscow, perhaps?
The trawler must be told that this station is dead.
It only takes one of us to do that.
Toby? Toby, is that you?
She took the key.
Yes.
Yeah. And you lost your gun? Again?
Yes.
Why didn't you, get it back?
Well, I didn't get the chance, did I?
Or you didn't make the chance?
Didn't do it on purpose, did I?
Perhaps subconsciously.
Oh, that's what you think, is it?
It's what Hunter might think.
Yeah. Well, he'll never bloody well know now, will he?
Why didn't she just shoot you?
I don't know, Toby. I did not ask her.
Yeah. I don't think you ever will.
Toby? Toby!
I'll send somebody back with some bolt
cutters. Yeah.
I wasn't released from prison.
You were removed and placed in an SIS safe house.
Yes, a secure house. Barred windows, bolted doors, alarm bells.
Why?
To stop me from getting out.
To stop us from getting in.
Well, yes, if you like, but they weren't taking any chances until the exchange had been completed.
What exchange?
Well, for Barrows.
Edward Burrows?
Yes. Well?
Burrows was shot crossing the wall 3 months ago.
Well, look, I'm telling you the truth. The truth is that 14 years in prison is an insupportable thought for a woman such as you.
That's enough. Svetlana, did you defect?
No. And I say yes. You agreed to betray us in return for your freedom.
Look, it was suggested, but I made no arrangements.
Svetlana, I wish to speak with you privately.
I must insist upon being present.
Take the car round to the back and carry out your other instructions.
My instructions?
Are to close down the station.
But the trawler won't be on listening wire.
Try to raise them. They must be told to stay off this frequency.
Hold it, Jack. Bingo.
Carol, you must see it. I've been tricked, I admit it. Obviously, there'll have to be an inquiry, but I'm certain I can convince our superiors.
There'll be no inquiry, no court-martial.
Why not?
Because I doubt if you could explain this.
Callan.
If only you had waited. I was sent on this mission with express orders, the first to secure your release from prison and get you safely back to Russia.
Well, I'm released.
The arrangements have barely progressed. It would take days, even weeks to get you out.
I can wait.
I can't.
What do you mean?
Your recovery was my first objective. If that proved impossible, then I was to use my best judgment as to whether or not you constituted a danger to the KGB.
And if I did?
The danger was to be eliminated.
And what is your best judgment?
The point is academic. Moscow has intervened. There was a message. The Osprey must go.
I see. I haven't defected. But I won't bleed. Kirill?
Yes?
Even in death, a woman's entitled to some vanity. Irene.
Will be well cared for.
You promise?
She's my daughter, too.
Sounds like old nippy finger.
Sorry, Flo. Really, I am.
I wonder what he managed to tell him, David.
Did you get Richmond? Yes. Well?
Same as all the others, sir. False alarm.
Damn. Yes?
Mr. Bishop on the line, sir.
Tell him I've gone out, Liz. You want to know if I found Richmond? Tell him no! Made a mess of this one. I've tried every known safe house, every known suspect. I've told the freelancers I pay £50,000. What have we got? Not a squeak. Not a whisper.
Maybe he's already aware, sir.
Not this time. I've plugged every bolt hole.
The Russian embassy, sir?
No, the last place he'd try. He couldn't even telephone on Laris knowing, and he knows it. No, he's out there, waiting for a chance to make a break.
Well, he must make a mistake somewhere, sir.
Willie Mears? Men like Richmond don't make mistakes. They just become more dangerous.
Mr. Harris?
Yes?
May I come in?
What do you want?
It's all right, Mr. Harris. I'm an old friend.
What?
We have a mutual acquaintance. You made an arrangement with him in 1966.
I don't know what you're talking
An
about.
arrangement in case of emergencies. Let's go inside.
No, wait.
I'm very sorry. I didn't know you had company.
A friend.
An old friend. Oh, Peter and I have known each other a long time, haven't we, Peter? He obviously isn't going to introduce us. I don't blame him. Hi.
Hi.
He's a very lucky man. You see, Peter and I, we belong to the same club. He must bring you along sometime. On ladies' night.
You didn't tell me you were expecting anyone.
It's all my fault. It's a deal Peter and I are involved in. Isn't it maddening how business always seems to come before pleasure?
I used to think that once. Then I realized if there wasn't any business, none of us could afford pleasure, could we?
What a marvelous realist you are, Miss...
Lane. Caroline Lane. Will it take long?
I don't
Hours? I'm afraid.
Give me a call.
No, hold on. I'll call you as soon as I'm free, darling. Bye now.
Sue.
I'll phone you. What the hell do you think you're doing?
She's very nice. What does she do?
She's an actress. Well, she's hoping to be an actress. Who are you?
You can call me Richmond.
Who sent you here?
Your instructions are quite clear. You'll be contacted in an emergency. I have now contacted you.
I don't want any part of it.
I'm afraid you have no choice. I'm sure you remember the note you signed. And we have a photo of you taking the money. At the Albert Memorial, wasn't it?
What if I tell the police?
Well, whatever happened to me, you'll get at least 14 years under the Official Secrets Act. My friends would see to that.
What am I supposed to do?
Nothing at all. Just put me up for a few days.
You really are going to stay here?
£10,000 is a lot of money, Peter. It was worth even more in 1966. Now you've got to earn it.
I'm no traitor, you know.
Of course not.
Well, I think he's here. In London.
London, sir?
12 million people. Easy to get lost. Russian ships in the port, Russian planes at the airport, and lots of Russian friends everywhere.
Exactly. Well, it'll mean a lot of checking, sir. Records, files, suspects, contacts.
I have a suggestion, sir.
Well?
Finding a needle in a haystack is really a matter of eliminating all categories except one. Whatever is hay can be eliminated at once. The metals remaining can then be sorted and classified, and the search concentrated on ferrous metal only. A needle among 50 million other objects is invisible, but among 5 objects or even 10, it's immediately apparent.
Snell, I've had a terrible day so far. If you're going to make it worse...
I was about to suggest, sir, that we use a computer.
And ask it where Richmond is.
Exactly.
On what information?
Well, we have a great deal in our archives. Suspects, sympathizers, records on possible sleepers, files, cross-indexes, Callan's talks, and of course my interrogation of him. But Mears is right, it would take a lot of checking.
Days, maybe weeks.
So we program the computer to sort it all out.
No, I'm not sure.
We tell it the names on our files, all the names, not just subjects, but contacts, witnesses, everybody he ever knew, anybody who's ever come to our notice. The computer cross-checks all that.
And? And it might come up with a list of people likely to help Richmond.
We have a good chance.
How long would that take?
Oh, a good team could program it in a day.
Now, when I was in Washington, sir, the FBI computer could come up with half a dozen suspects out of millions in 6 seconds.
Yes, I never did like American methods.
But they work sometimes, sir.
All right. I'll set it up.
you ever get the feeling that human beings are becoming redundant?
I think it's time for you to go out.
I thought you said I couldn't. I've told Caroline I've got a cold.
The cold is better now.
How long are you going to stay here? What are you waiting for?
Go take a walk. The air will do you good.
After you've gone, what happens to me?
You go back to sleep, Mr. Harris, until we need to wake you again.
You can't keep on blackmailing me.
Oh, by the way, when you're out, I want you to do a small errand for me.
I'm not going to break the law for you.
Of course not. I only want you to go to a shop that sells continental papers and buy me a magazine. It's Russian.
What magazine?
It's called Crocodile. It's a humorous publication. This week's issue should be in London today.
You're not English, are you?
You really can be very tiresome, Mr. Harris. Just bring me back the magazine. I need a little light reading.
I've got plenty to read here.
The jokes in Crocodile are awful. I'm a connoisseur of awful jokes. It's one of my weaknesses.
What happens if somebody calls while I'm out?
I shall ignore them. Unless, of course, it's the charming Miss Lane.
You don't smoke, do you?
Certainly not.
Oh, please don't. It can cause her to have a breakdown. She's allergic to tobacco.
I'm sorry to land you with such a rush job, but we are working against time.
Yes, well, MOD made it very clear that you had top priority. See, I can't recall dealing with your section before.
We tend to work on a more individualistic basis.
Then they find that Edna can do in half an hour what it takes them 3 months to work out, and they change their tune.
Yes, but the only experience I've had with computers are with my bank statements. They don't inspire confidence, I'm afraid.
That says the government doesn't share your skepticism. Edna has worked out the British entry into Europe down to the last ton of coal. It only took her 4 days. Shall we start?
Now, I've divided the information into various subheadings, male, female.
Can I help you, sir?
What Russian newspapers do you keep?
Well, Prada, Strud, Izvestia, and do you want the English language ones? There's Soviet Culture and Soviet Sportswoman over there by the Malcolm X shelf.
Actually, it's called Crocodile.
Oh.
It's a funny paper, I'm told.
Oh, no, sir, I'm sorry, we don't keep that. Don't have it.
I've tried everywhere in the Charing-Cross Road and they don't have it either. Where do you think I might find it?
Well,
Oh, yeah, I think this is the one you want, man.
Is that the latest?
Go in today.
You're lucky. Didn't even know we kept it. 15 pence piece, sir.
Thank you.
Is it really funny?
I don't know. I mean, it's for a friend.
Oh. Well, you're lucky to get it. Shall I put in an order for you, sir, in case?
Thank you. I'll let you know.
He's forgotten his change.
Why do you call it Edna?
Electronic distributed numbers assessor. Edna.
Well, you realize that all the information you're feeding into her is highly secret?
She's no security risk, I promise you.
How long have you been armed?
Well, she's already programmed with the information you supplied. Yeah, excuse me. I'll get this printed up.
This mustn't leave your hands.
It won't.
How many names have we got?
It looks like 9.
Will Edna remember them?
Edna remembers everything that I allow her to remember.
And how much is that?
Not a thing.
Never?
Never. I don't want you on my back. Come on, let's get this printed up, eh?
Shop?
Mr. Callan.
Well, who were you expecting? The Aga Khan?
I was just reading the Times.
You what? Since when?
Oh, it's a very interesting newspaper at times, Mr. Callan. Some geezer left this in the back. You want to read this sometimes?
Since when have you been reading?
I was taught in the scrubs.
All right, come on, I've got all day.
Yeah, but Mr. Callan...
Come on, get moving.
Look, it says here, Trevor, meet me, Peter Pan, 5 p.m. Tuesday, St. George. Now, what is that supposed to mean, Mr. Callan?
Give me the paper, come on.
There.
Oh, no, you've got a touch of the verbals today, mate, haven't you? Well, it's quite simple. I mean, it's an ad.
Well, what's it advertising then?
Oh, they're personal ads, aren't they? Used to be called the agony column.
What for?
All sorts of reasons. I mean, for instance, people who didn't know how to get in touch with each other. Or didn't want other people to know.
Those are the 9 names.
What's this?
Oh, yes, I know. I'll deal with that.
I suppose I should like this computer stuff.
The names make sense.
Dr. Frederick Garner, lecturer of sociology at Birkenhead Technical College.
Never had much on him, actually, but he did get his name noted. Cuba, Anti-Imperialist World Convention. He was one of the delegates.
Ah. Jennifer Brady, winner of the Dostoevsky Short Story Prize. Why her?
Red sheet.
Oh, interesting. Where does she live now?
Macclesfield.
Connor. Mason, Harris. Well, none of those names mean much to me.
Exactly. But the computer has found a common denominator for all 9.
Maybe.
That none of them are important enough to have interested us before, yet all of them are important enough for their names to be known.
They're all over the place and time's short. Do you want me to draft in extra manpower?
I don't think so. No. Richmond belongs to us.
I think the political cartoons are very nasty. Especially that one of Nixon.
Yes, I'm sure punch would be more your cup of tea.
What's so interesting about it, anyway?
Well, just listen. Woman to night watchman. I thought you said you were a good communist. Night watchman? I am. Woman, but you keep saying you see nocturnal spirits. Watchman? So I do. I'm a watchman in a dockside vodka depot.
Spirits. Keep saying spirits, and he works in a vodka depot. Get it?
God, it's awful. Is that Russian humor?
I think it's so awful, it's beautiful.
Well, you can keep it.
Did you get to the bank?
Yes, £100.
Good, you'll get it back.
Gets you on your way. It's cheap at the price.
My dear friend, we always pay our debts. Oh, by the way, I shall need another newspaper.
Do I answer it?
Of course.
How's my coat?
Better. No late nights.
Yes? Oh, hello, Caroline. Much better, thank you, darling.
Morning, madam.
Oh, good morning, sir.
I am from Magazine and Journals Distribution.
We're not buying. We got more than we could sell as it is.
No, I'm not actually selling, madam. You see, this happens to be a consumer sampling survey.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, we're interested in new subscribers to foreign magazines. Specialist stuff, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't mean porn, do you? We're not interested, ma'am. We never have been.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that, nothing at all. No, we're going for the progressive stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah?
Foreign publications, French, Russian, Czech, Italian, Polish, that sort of thing.
We never get anybody in casual trade. Most of our people are regulars.
I see. They're more or less standing orders then, madam, are they?
Well, that's right. 4 Pravdas, 3 Izvestias, 1 Trude, 1 Literary Gazette.
I see. All old subscribers.
Years and years.
Yeah, well, that's all, is it?
That's a lot.
Thank you.
Well, you sometimes get passing trade, but it's very rare. Oh, that guy forgot his change. He was looking for this week's crocodile. He was an exception.
Crocodile?
Yes, a funny paper, love. No demand for it.
He was lucky we had one. Said he'd been searching all along the Charing Cross Road for it.
He said he wanted it for a friend, didn't he?
Did he? Yeah. What sort of fellow was he? Stafford.
Sir?
You know the situation?
Yes, sir.
We're following 9 long shots. This is your man.
Not much on this one, sir.
Could make him the sleeper we're trying to find.
Yeah, I'll check him out, all right?
Oh, you'll do more than that, Stafford. You'll find out if he's changed his toothpaste, drawn any extra money from the bank, bought any more food, anything that's suddenly different about him.
Right, sir.
And keep in close touch. I'm running out of people. Need to know where you all are.
Right, sir.
Right, that's all.
Sir. Oh, there's one point, sir.
Yeah?
If I do find that he is hiding Richmond...
Yeah?
I say, know what Richmond is. Can I shoot first?
Only if he's already killed you. I want him alive. Yes?
Mr. Mears is here now, sir.
Right, send him in. Thank you, Stafford.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Well, who have I drawn out of the goodie bag, sir?
Harris.
This, Peter Harris, is this all we have on him, sir?
Yep.
Frightfully old school tie, isn't he, sir?
Well, be careful. Have your chat with Harris. Don't mention Richmond.
No, sir.
You never know. You might have drawn the short straw.
I hope so, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who's next, Liz?
Mr. Callan, sir.
Oh, what's all panic about? That bloody rush hour.
Where's he? Send him in.
Mind doors?
Sir. Sit down, Callan. The computer gave us a list of names, Callan.
Oh, I gathered that.
9 names. 9 people who might, under extreme pressure, help Richmond to live.
So, who do I get?
I don't know. Perhaps none of them.
Thought this was urgent.
It is.
So what's wrong?
Callan, one of the names the computer gave us was yours. So I talked to him at the safe house, all right?
We have 9 hours of tape, Callan.
Your orders, sir.
I didn't order you to like him.
Well, liking people or disliking people is something you can't help, isn't it? At least it's something I can't help.
We know that only too well. The woman Flo, for example.
Killed by Richmond.
Under orders.
As you would have done.
And regretted it afterwards.
He's very like you, Callan, in many ways.
I wouldn't let him escape. No, I don't think you would.
Thanks. But these kind impulses of you, Callan, they really are a problem. We must learn to control them.
Oh, come on.
If I really wanted to help Richmond, I'd have gone to see a bloke called Peter Harris.
Did you know Harris before you saw Mears?
Mears? I haven't seen Mears.
Since when?
Since when have I known about Harris?
Yes.
Since this morning. I went round all the newspaper shops.
No doubt you had a reason.
Yeah, I had a reason. See, I don't like being given orders by a computer, even if she does appreciate me.
So you went round the newspaper
I
shops?
went round the newspaper shops.
All of them?
Oh, don't worry, Doctor. I'm not ready for your hands yet. Look, if Richmond's embassy wants to get him out, they've got to get a message to him, right? It seemed to me the best way to get a message to him would be put something in a newspaper. Possibly a Russian newspaper. So, I went round all the newspaper shops that sell Russian publications. There are 7.
Go on.
New subscribers. Looking for new subscribers. There aren't any. There was one casual. He was after a copy of... guess what? Crocodile. That is a Russian comic publication. I traced him.
Peter Harris.
Peter Harris.
Did you tell Mears?
Mears? Look, why the hell should I tell Mears?
Yes, sir.
Is Mears still here, Liz?
Mr. Mears left 15 minutes ago, sir.
Right, get on to coding. Tell them to get a copy of Crocodile. That's a Russian comic paper.
I know, sir.
Yes, everybody knows more than I do. We got a copy of the Harris file.
Yes, sir.
Bring it in, will you? Well, I think you'd better get on to him.
You want me to bust him?
No. Just watch and report.
You're not expecting anyone, are you? Go see who it is. Now, wait. Be careful what you say, old boy.
Peter Harris.
Yes?
Dixon! Arthur Dixon! Well, I'd have known you anyway. You haven't changed a bit.
Dixon.
Yes, we were both in Saxton's house, only you were 2 years below me. Oh, God, don't tell me I've changed all that much.
Good Lord.
Yes. Well, now that I'm here, aren't you going to ask me in?
Dixon, did you say?
Yes, that's right, Arthur Dixon. Look, I'm awfully sorry to intrude, Peter, but actually, it is rather important. Well, it's very nice, isn't it?
You said it was important?
Yes, actually, it is very important. No, after you, please. Oh, my word. Yes, indeed. Well, you must have done rather well for yourself in the city, isn't it?
I freelance.
Oh, yes.
What was it you wanted?
Well, actually, the thing is, Peter, to tell you the truth, I've been lumbered. They've asked me to do the reunion dinner.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yes, well, there you are, you see, I mean, that just goes to show, doesn't it? Ellsworthy, you see, made a complete botch of it. I mean, you see, last year, no organisation, no names, no nothing, so this year they've asked me to do it.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So when I was passing, I thought, well, why not look up old Harris? I mean, you can't beat the personal touch, can you? Well, look, anyway, I'll send you details. Now, come on, say you're coming.
Perhaps.
Oh, jolly good.
What do you do these days, Dixon?
Oh, well, same as ever, actually. Still waiting for the old man to snuff it. Look, I'll give you this, and if you see anybody else from the school, tell them about the dinner, and you can always reach me there.
Thanks.
Well, jolly good. We can't let the old house down, can we, eh? Now, look, I'll see myself out. Don't you bother, and I'll look forward to seeing you. Bye.
Get on to control. Tell them Mr. Mears has just left the flat. So, we've got a gun, have we?
We have. And we can use it.
What, on a chap from my house?
And a chap from security.
Him? Nonsense.
His name is Mears. I've met him.
Oh, my God. That means they're onto me.
Perhaps.
How on earth did they know you were here?
I'm not sure. They only suspect. Otherwise, Callan will be along with some of his chums.
Callan?
If you pray, Harris, pray you have no dealings with him.
Damn it, Liz, I can't find a thing. So you think he was there?
I'm pretty sure of it, sir.
Why don't we go in and get him?
No, Mears may be wrong. We've got to be sure Richmond's there.
Well, come on, sir, let's go in and...
No,
Callan! Right. Suggestions, gentlemen.
We've got to get Harris out of the flat, right?
Yeah.
You got a line on any of his girlfriends?
Some of them. He's quite a busy lad.
Any who could do with some more money?
My dear fella, they all can.
Right. Pick me the greediest.
Darling, I'm sorry. Truly I am. But the doctor is certain.
I'm sorry too, Caroline.
You should be. I'm preggers, darling. You're going to be a daddy. You have to face it.
You're sure?
Believe me, darling, I wish I wasn't. I think we ought to talk about this, sweetness.
Yes, of course.
I could come over today if you like. Or would you rather come to me?
Hold on a minute, darling. There's somebody at the door.
You heard? Oh, get rid of her. It's not that easy. Tell her you'll see her tomorrow.
Hello, darling. Look, something's come up, rather urgent. Come and see me tomorrow. I'll be home all day. Bye.
Bye. Tomorrow, he says. Any good?
No. You ring him back, sweetness. Tell him it has to be today. His place or yours.
I don't get it. What do you want him for, anyway?
We told you it's just a jolly jape on an old chum.
I don't think.
Now then, you talk to him.
Tell my father, and he can get very nasty. I think you should see me, sweetness, and have your checkbook handy, unless, of course, you'd care to marry me.
See her, pay her, but don't come straight back here.
All right, darling, I'm coming over.
I've just got the report from Coding on the Crocodile magazine, sir.
Let me have it.
It's in shorthand.
What's it say?
We can find no evidence of code in this magazine.
Damn.
We would, however, draw your attention to the following. Then they quote a joke, sir.
Go on.
We are of the opinion that it was inserted after the rest of the magazine had been compiled. This is inferential because of size of typefaces. Next time, send us a Playboy instead, or better still, a bunny. Message ends.
Get me a translation and a photostat of that joke, will you?
Darling, come in. You are going to be nice, aren't you, darling?
Nice. How much?
500 quid.
Who the hell are you?
Not a penny. Not one single penny, less than 400. Excuse me, darling. Thank you.
That's blackmail.
That's right.
How do I know the child's mine? How do I know there is a child?
Just watch her, son. Watch her. Now, why don't you sit down? Have a drink. Go on, sit down. You see, she's in trouble. She's in great trouble. And we need your help. Because we don't want to be too greedy, do we? I say we don't want to be too greedy, darling, do we?
No, no, of course not.
Of course not.
I say, Peter, old boy. Nice to
Right. Let's go. And don't forget, you got our money. Keep your trap shut.
Hang on a minute. I've got him. Okay? Yep. Where are you? Right, come here, old son. Come on. This way. That's it. Got it. That's my... Got it? Yes. Come on. Not a bloody thing.
He's been here all right. Speak to Charlie, Callan here.
Charlie speaking.
We missed him.
Thought you might. Well, you better try the vodka factory.
Vodka what?
It's a bonded warehouse down by the docks in Wapping.
East Stratford Lane is the only one there is, used by their mission.
And there's a Russian ship making delivery tonight.
I see. You think Richmond might go out with the empties, do you?
Yes, that's why I think you ought to get down there.
Pretty much of a long shot, isn't it?
No, it's not. There was a message in Crocodile.
Tell him to go there. Out from that, we've drawn a blank.
I'm sorry, I missed that, sir.
Out from that, we've drawn a blank. The other names don't mean a thing. Right. I'll take Toby with me.
No, may as well stay there just in case.
Gotta stay here.
Just in case. I'll take Stafford then.
No. Why not?
He's not back yet.
Look, I haven't got anyone to spare.
Good luck, David.
Good luck, he says. Bloody we're going to need that.
You feeling better? Oh, good, good. You are feeling better. Now then, tell me about Richmond. We'll pick him up, you know, and when we do, he will talk, and he'll shop you. Richmond. Tell me about Richmond. Where is he?
You said you were Dixon.
Forget about Dixon. Tell me about Richmond.
Oh, for the last time, I don't know any Richmonds.
For the last time? Oh, my dear chap. We haven't even started. Do you know, when I was at school, that is, move, would you? My school, not your school, I was an absolute stinker. And I haven't changed a bit.
All right, you wait here.
You going to be long?
I hope not.
Your pass, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Alice here yet?
No, sir.
All right, wait over there. I'll see you in a minute.
Very good, sir.
Get on the control.
MCF to control. Come in, please.
Control answering.
What about my reinforcements then?
Sorry about that, Callan. I'm still short-handed.
Well, when are they due back?
Can't wait, I'm afraid. There's a lorry from the Russian ship on its way.
I see. So I've got to wait here and pick him off by myself.
The others won't be long. Just make sure he doesn't leave.
Oh, yeah. Piece of cake. Over and out. We're expecting a lorry, and we don't want it to leave.
How do you mean, Mr. Callan?
I want you to stop it.
What with?
Cab.
But, Mr. Callan, I mean, what if they damage it?
Look, just block it with the cab. If you damage it, Uncle will buy you a new one, all right?
You must be joking.
No, son. No jokes. Not tonight.
Mr. Callan?
Sergeant!
Mr. Callan? You're not scared, are you, David?
No. I'm bloody terrified.
We were warned you were coming, sir.
Yes, yeah. Well, my colleague here, he'll handle the lorry, all right?
Very good, sir. If there's anything you want, sir, just let us know.
I will indeed. Where's the Spirit Bay?
The Spirit Bay is through the main door, sir.
Shall we
I'll
wait?
take you over there.
Come on.
Good luck, Mr. Callan.
Now then, Peter. Peter, you have told me everything you know, haven't you? And you wouldn't lie to me, would you? Now,
bastard.
you'll start me off again. Saved by the bell.
Oh, put that thing down, Mears.
Sir, he is in there, sir.
Has he talked?
Oh, yes, copiously, sir.
Tell me in the car. Callan needs help. You and I had better get down there.
What about him, sir?
Stafford, look after him.
Yes, sir. Oh, you'll find he's quite house-trained.
Locked. Just as I thought, sir. You got here first.
Hang on a minute.
But it's impossible, sir. There's a dog in there.
Open that door. Quietly, and keep out of the way. Quietly. Call the dog. He's in there. Right, when the others arrive, send them over here quickly. That light, does it go out?
Yes, sir.
Right, put it out. Let me have your torch. Off you go.
Very good, sir.
Richmond! You haven't got a chance! Come on, son, I mean it!
Callan? Callan, can you hear me?
Go on, I'm listening.
I won't go back to your people. You know what they do to me?
Here? It's what your lot did to me.
So we both know what it's like. We can't take it twice, Callan. Better to die.
Well, we won't let you die, son. You're far too important.
I could kill myself.
So? Why don't you?
very sweet, Callan.
Even now? Even now? Try asking for asylum.
I did. Don't you remember? I tricked you then. You wouldn't trust me now.
I could have killed you then.
Why didn't you?
I want to make a deal. We're getting too old for this game, Callan.
Speak for yourself, Colonel.
Corporals get tired too. We've done enough for our masters. It's time we had a rest.
Chance would be a fine thing.
I have money. We could go freelance. I'm not lying, you know. We could do this. Well? Sorry. I am too. I mean that. You'll have to do better than that. You must be more careful, Callan. Jesus!
Oh, my God.
That sounds like my lorry. I'm afraid I shall have to leave you.
Hard luck, old son. You've lost your transport.
And I shall have to walk.
Yes, again.
You all right, son?
I think so.
Yeah. Push it hard against yourself. Go on, you'll be all right, you'll be all right. You didn't kill me. I didn't want to.
You were lucky, David. They'll be cruel as well.
What do you mean?
David? Did you get him?
Yes, he's here.
Alive? Is he alive, Callan?
Please. Don't let him give me the snell. Please, David.
Yeah, Tom. Finished him then?
Yeah.
You know what? I reckon I saved your life.
Yeah, I reckon you did. I'll drink.
I can get one.
The place is swimming in it. Only vodka, I'm afraid.
Oh, that'll do.
You all right?
God, cheers. You know what, Mr. Callan? I think we're even. I don't owe you anything anymore.
No, I reckon you don't.
But we're still mates though, Mr. Callan. You're the only mate I got.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You deliberately shot him. You know I wanted him alive. God's sake, why did you do it?
You asked me to.
I'm going to break you this time, Callan.
You are too late. You are too bloody late.